Hi, hello, everybody in the listening world. It is your girl Cass and your boy Eddie. Actually, Eddie, let me tell you, I have somebody tell me that it's like, why can't Eddie introduce himself? I'm like, because he don't want to.
I surely don't. We tried it. It sounded very awkward. Not gonna lie to you.
It just
That's
didn't
why
work.
I let her go ahead and take over. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta know your strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly. But I want to welcome everybody back to True Crime and Other Shit. It is another beautiful Thursday. We're approaching Thanksgiving. I hope everybody's been taking care of themselves and been taking care of their mental health. This week we will be covering Jaylen Griffin. This story came out of Buffalo, New York. A friend brought it to my attention. Shout out to Lynn in Honolulu, Hawaii, living her best life out there. Super jealous. Gonna go visit her though. Oh God. So do you want to get into it? Do you have any announcements? Anything you want to say, Eddie?
I got no announcements right now. Enjoy your family, enjoy your times, the holidays. That's all my announcements is. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get to it. Let's get into the
And we'll
case.
be taking next week off for Thanksgiving.
You know what I'm
So,
saying? Yeah.
hell yeah. We work hard, y'all. So, really excited about this break. Anyways, let's get into it. All right. So, Jaylen Griffin was a 12-year-old boy who lived in Buffalo, New York. He was walking with his puppy and he was walking to the corner store up the street from their house. I think the house was on Warren Avenue near Central Terminal, and he was going to the corner store a couple of blocks away. So his mama said that he would carry groceries for them, for some people who would be walking out of the store, and they would give him change. So he was out here, he was hustling, he was doing his thing.
Yeah.
And after that, they never see Jaylen ever again. And first of all, his body was discovered 4 years later at a house at 107 Sheffield Avenue. That happened on April 8th, 2024. Buffalo police received a call about a body in the attic of the house on Sheffield in South Buffalo. A maintenance worker, he worked in the multi-house unit located at the address. He stumbled upon Jaylen's remains while in the attic, and the remains were very decomposed, so decomposed that to discover that it was actually Jaylen, his parents had to submit his dental records so they could tell who it is. But it turns out that he would not be the only body that was found up in there. But before we get into that, like, first of all, they said that there was no smell to the body. How does that, do you believe that?
After looking at all the cases that we looked at so far, especially the last one with the killer clown, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, people are being negligent in this case. Like I started looking more and more, and I was seeing more cases of negligence. Then on top of it, I'm looking at it, and there's so many cold cases. I should have looked at how many cold cases are in Buffalo, New York, because they just not. I'm not saying they not doing their job because I don't know like what's going on in Buffalo, but for them to just kind of just be going in and you saying that there's no smell, there's always been problems at this house, you were just not trying to look. That's what it is. And I feel like it's just negligence. It's negligence all throughout this case. And you're gonna see that the more and more we talk about it.
I definitely agree with that because, like, especially with how many calls they said came to this house, like for emergency services, you're telling me that nobody saw nothing, nobody heard nothing, nobody smelt nothing.
Correct.
It's not
Don't
given.
forget, he was it was 4 years. 4 years he was missing. And we don't know where he was killed at. We just know where he was found. And they never really talk about the case, like giving information. That's another weird thing. Like you remember with Asha Degree, right?
Hmm.
There was like a lot of updates and the police were very, oh, this is where this is where this happened, but this happened in this. In this case, it's like they're not trying to give too much information. Like, he was killed. Was he killed at the location? Was his body moved? They're not giving no information, maybe because it's still a open investigation, as they say, but I feel like they're just not putting in the work to give the public the information to help tie things together.
I agree. But his family, so the day of his disappearance, we're going to take it back to that. The day of his disappearance,
Mhm.
his parents actually did not report him missing on that day. But before everybody jumps down this family's throat, I just want everybody to know that usually most police officers, especially ones that are not so good, not shitting on police officers right now. But I will say that
Go ahead. I me
I
me and
will
police officers
say
like that. We are.
that they will tell people, "Oh, no, he's probably a runaway," especially when it comes to young children, teenagers, and we all know, especially Black children, they'll be like, "Oh, he's just a runaway." So people have said like that the things that might have been involved, like his parents might have been involved with the disappearance or whatever. I don't believe so. I believe that they were just scared and somebody probably told them like, "We're going to label this as a runaway until you have some proof otherwise that he's not a runaway." So, um, yeah, his parents didn't disappear, didn't report it until a few days later. The owner of this house was a company called Sunrise West LLC. It's a limited liability company tied to Hamburg Post Office Box. Well,
Yeah.
tied to a Hamburg Post Office Box. I can't speak
Yeah.
today. But
You good.
apparently, it was like a halfway house of sorts. It wasn't labeled an official halfway house, but this is the only thing that makes sense to me because people who, sex offenders live there, people with mental health issues live there. But I want to say really quickly that people with mental health issues are usually not dangerous. But this particular house was extremely dangerous. I think with all of that going on, the sex offenders, the people who just got out of jail, and then you mix mental health in with it, some crazy things could probably pop off.
So I about to say for right now, like, because we're gonna go back to that house. Right now, we want to focus on Jaylen Griffin and the story, and then because like it was so much that went on with that house that I feel like it should have been condemned. They should have tore it down. There's like the neighbors were asking for it to be shut down. All these different
They were
things,
terrified to live there. They wanted to move out because
bro.
there had been, what was that statistic I found? There was
Mhm.
160 emergency calls since 2007 involving a large range of incidents, domestic violence, fire reports, wellness checks, disturbances, and then multiple death investigations.
Yes, and
I'm
not
not
just death
tolerating
investigations. Is like they're finding bodies inside this house. So
literally.
bro, and here's a crazy report that I had got from one of the neighbors. One of the neighbors pretty much said how she was walking with her son outside, passing the house, and then she gets chased by one of the occupants in the house with a bat. Yes. So to understand the house is not just like a regular family house. It's a multi-tenant unit, and it usually houses four different families inside of it. And then on top, we'll talk a little bit about, like I said, we'll talk a little bit more about the house as we go through.
Before we
But
move on,
yeah,
a lot of people make fun of me, but this is why I keep that Glock 9 in my
I mean,
purse.
I do make fun of you sometimes. Go ahead, continue. My bad.
Anyways, moving right along. So I didn't really find a lot about Jalen's story because poor Jalen just kind of disappeared. He was here today, gone tomorrow.
Hmm.
But I do know that his mother was very heartbroken about this.
Hmm.
So much so that she actually ended up dying of a heart attack a few years ago. And I was like, she died of a heart attack. She never figured out what happened to her son. But not only that, I realized that months after Jalen went missing, his brother was fatally shot.
Hmm.
That poor woman. As a mother, losing your 12-year-old and then right after that, your 18-year-old Juwan, it's gotta be extremely heartbreaking. And I'm
Yeah.
guessing from there, her friends even said that her health just started rapidly declining because of the emotional toll that this situation had on her. And my heart just breaks. Like, I may not have kids, but I can always sympathize with a mother who's missing their child,
Yeah.
you know? And to have both of them taken away senselessly like that is just
Like we've all been through some type of grief. So to imagine like you got one that you're like freshly just praying that they're okay, and then another one just coming
taken.
rapidly where they're just taken away from you with gun violence is crazy. So yeah, it would kill anybody. But the one thing for sure, I read up on the family, like when they were when after a while of Jaylen being missing, they did move away because of like the trauma that just went into it. Like it's hard to
Absolutely.
walk past that bedroom every day and just have the memories of like when that person was there. That would shatter somebody. You
That
know what
would
I'm
have
saying?
messed me up, boy. Having to see an empty room and not even knowing where my child is
Mhm.
absolutely insane. But before her death, Joanne reportedly showed anti-violence advocate Kareema Morris. She had a drawing that she found in Jalen's room that had the words, "I'm gone already."
What do you mean?
I,
Like
it
Jalen
was
had
a
wrote it or
yeah, Jalen wrote it. It was a drawing and it said, "I'm gone already."
mm,
I don't know, that like leaves so much more open because it's like, what do you mean by that? You're gone already. Was
yeah.
he depressed? Was he going through something? Did he meet somebody? Did they threaten him and they said that you're going to be gone soon? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just very weird
Yeah.
that that would happen. And the grandmother of poor Jalen, his grandmother Shirley Banks, she's been asking more attention to this manager, this well, more attention to this matter. Because there hasn't been a lot. Like me and Eddie, we literally went back on this, like we were going back and forth on this case for a little bit because I'm like, there's just not a lot out there. There's just not a lot out there. The police, if they know anything more, they're definitely holding this straight, like close to the chest. And I understand why,
Yeah.
because there's just so
It's an open
much.
investigation and
Yeah, that you have to share so lit to be able to, because like if I don't know anything about it, and especially like the people who were living around there, like I went deep. I went into the Reddit pages. I was in there and everybody said the same thing. The people from Buffalo, they're just like there's just nothing. And I'm like, then it has to be very specific what they know, and they're waiting for somebody to say something that will cue them in that they know something about this.
I wanna say, yeah, and I'm not from up north, so, like, with the Ostrich degree, it was like, I kinda understood more so because, like, small towns, we know how they operate, like,
Mhm.
they're gonna go ahead and kinda give a little information to, like, gather some more information. Up north, people are different. I don't know how they operate up north, so I'm not gonna say, like, "Oh, the cops are not doing anything at all," but do I feel like there could have been more being done? Yes,
Absolutely.
100%. Um, it's just sad to see, to be honest with you.
Definitely. And Miss Shirley even said before she moved away that she was actually glad that Jalen's body was discovered because the years of her just not knowing just really took a toll on her as well. So she said she did find some peace knowing that her grandson's body had been discovered and she could properly lay him to rest.
Yeah.
And
She
also,
literally oh,
oh, go ahead.
we might be about to say the same thing, but she literally said that she wanted to stay at the current residence, like, while he was declared missing at the time, because she said just in case he comes back home, because they were like, she lived
Oh,
next to
God.
yes, she lived next to the house, so, like, just in case, Jalen does come back home, she would wanted to be able to be there to tell him, like, "Oh, your family moved, and I'm still here." And then once the body was found, it was like, it was just enough peace for her to go ahead and move.
Oh, damn it, Eddie.
Yeah. pluck at your heartstrings with that one.
Woo. Ooh, I almost showed emotions there for a second. Can't have that. Oh, dear God. Okay. Oh, man,
Going through
that's
these cases be rough sometimes, cause like, you could sympathize, you could really, like, in the mindset of the person that's really going through it,
because if
be like,
I
"Mm,
was missing and I somehow got free and was able to come home, and the
mhm,
first person that I could see is my grandma,
yeah,
that's everything that I ever need right
mhm,
there. Like, I'm gonna feel so at peace. I'm gonna feel so safe because, Granny always makes it better.
yeah."
Granny is always gonna make it better. She probably gonna take him in that kitchen, fry him up some
Got a
chicken.
hot meal,
Okay, you know what I'm saying? God bless all the grandmas in the world
and
that actually be doing their grandma duties.
the crazy part about it, the house wasn't I'm not saying the house was, like, dumb close, like, walking distance wise, 5 miles is kinda crazy. It's not right down the block, so that kinda brings into the aspect of, I know he's walking his dog, I'm not walking my dog 5 miles. You
Coco
know what
would
I'm
never
saying?
survive.
Was he abducted? What really happened? And that's where the case really comes in at. Like,
Cash wouldn't
what
survive
really
that either.
happened? You said what?
I said Cash wouldn't survive that either. A 5-mile
No,
walk.
he's terrible at stamina. The boy ain't got no stamina. We walked down the block. He happy to leave the house, but as soon as he walked down the block, he like, all right, this was a good walk.
This
Let's
was
go back
cute.
inside. I did my little sprint.
Let's cut it short.
Cut it short right now. Let's go.
Poor Cash. But poor Cash. He's pit bulls are the
Coco
late.
probably the same way. Coco ain't surviving no 5 mile walk.
She wants to, but her body just physically won't do it, but she will try. I'm like, "No, girl, we're going home." Like,
Yeah.
she's a mess. But so Shirley, Miss Banks, Jalen's grandmother, believes that someone had to pick up her grandson and take him to South Buffalo. She said that boy don't know a soul over there in South Buffalo. So why would he be over there? He ain't got no friends over there. We ain't got no family over there. Why is he in South Buffalo? So that makes me believe that when he left the store, he
Mhm.
probably was helping somebody take their bags, to the car or whatever. And they were like, oh, well, I need help unloading them. Or they gave him some extra money. Maybe they took him to the house and they killed him or something like that. Or somebody must have kidnapped him while he was walking back to the store from doing a drop off with somebody. And then they took him and killed him. So
And
that's kind of like my thing on it.
and now we talk about the house because for there to be 4 dead bodies, 4, and it's not like, remind you, these 4 bodies are from that same time that he was missing. That's not like, oh, he went missing and like all before there were 4 other bodies. No, he went missing in 2020, and since 2020 to 2024, there have been 4 bodies. Is that correct, or am I messing up there?
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, he went missing
yeah.
August 4th of 2020. And then on June 23rd, right before he went missing of 2020, police were called to do a welfare check at 2:18 p.m. and found a deceased individual inside the home. Then on September 11th, 2022, a second body was discovered at 2:27 p.m., leading to an arrest. And then on August 2023, a third body was found in the yard after a 5:27 a.m. 911 call. And then that April, I think of
Mhm.
this year, Jaylen Griffin's body was found in the attic by a
Nah,
maintenance.
2024, his body was found.
2024. Okay, my bad, mistype.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
you good, you good.
2024.
So the thing that pisses me off about the November 2023, so the November 2023, which was the third body,
Mhm.
that was the city inspector that had gone to the house
Mhm.
because of the complaint. So you're telling me that you're a part of the city, and like we talked about earlier with no smell, you telling me you didn't smell anything, like
Nothing.
nothing. He was in the attic. You didn't, and you're going to do an inspection on the house for a welfare check. and you found already one body. At that point, once we find a body, why are we not evacuating and doing a whole investigation of the rest of the house? Why are we only looking through just that one part? And then on top of it, the reason for the investigation of why he came out was because they had found a lower level basement that they were worried that something creepy was going on in there. Yes, exactly. So at this point, why are we not shutting down this house? Why are we not truly doing an investigation thoroughly?
And not even just that, is that the neighbors have complained about this for so long. The local residents who've asked to remain anonymous say the house has been a source of problems for over a decade. What?
With how many,
Over a decade.
how many complaints?
There has been 160 emergency calls, but countless complaints.
Mhm.
Um, Despite multiple deaths tied to the address, we don't really know anything about the 3 other victims that were found in the house. For some reason, police officers are keeping that close to the chest as well, because it makes me believe that there's gotta be one person that was in their house that they really have their eye on, and that they're really kind of like, side-eyeing with a bombastic side eye. So,
Yeah.
um and authorities have not confirmed whether any of the previous cases were classified as suspicious or led to any convictions. What is y'all doing, Buffalo?
So the September 2022 one, which was
Mhm.
the second body, they did arrest somebody for it. They did arrest somebody when they
Oh,
came
well,
in and
that one
found the
led to
body.
arrest, but
That
that
one
was
led to an arrest. Yes. That one led to an arrest. Now, also, here's another funny thing. I came across it. I couldn't re-find it, which is kind of crazy that I came across it one time and then I clicked out and then like I clicked on some other ones and I said, I'll come back and look at this article, read it thoroughly through. But there were sex offenders all throughout this house. And during the time where he had gone missing, there
there
was
was
a
a
sex
suspect there
offender,
that yeah,
yeah, like, that was occupying the house too at the same
yeah.
time. Like, and then, like, whenever his body was found, I think a couple months before then, a whole may have been a whole different sex offender had pretty much gone to jail again for another sex offender crime. So it's like this house is riddled with nothing but crimes, nothing but, you know what I'm saying? And trust me, I'm not somebody that's against halfway houses. Do I believe that when
Mhm.
people get out of jail, they need a safe place to be? They should not be strictly on the streets. They should, you know what I'm saying?
While they're
There should be a way,
reintegrating
but
society, exactly. They need to
exactly,
learn.
it shouldn't be like this. And like they said, this is not actually a halfway house. The Sunrise LLC, if you want my honest opinion with it, I feel like the Sunrise LLC is just somebody who's get like letting people stay at the house for cheap. And what happens when you just go ahead?
But didn't Spectrum Health up there? Spectrum Health actually, they were the one who was running the program. So what was the name of the LLC?
Sunrise, what was it?
Sunrise.
Sunrise something?
Mm, Now you got me questioning.
Sunwell Rise,
Sunrise West.
Sunrise West. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Sunrise West LLC. Like I think they just simply were the owners of the house, and that is it, and that is all. But
Correct.
me, but like Kareema Morris said. Kareema said, and this was the person who was the founder of the organization Bury the Violence, who Jalen's mother became close with during this investigation. She said this isn't just negligence. This is a breakdown of responsibility at every level. She praised the community's role in keeping Jalen's case alive. There's visuals still every year. It's constantly talked about it, but she also criticized the systematic failures that allowed vulnerable people to just disappear unnoticed in plain sight, which
Yeah.
I think she hit the nail on the head with that one. Like, it is a breakdown of responsibility of every level. Sunrise West LLC, you done
Yeah.
fucked up. Spectrum, you done fucked up. The police officers, y'all done fucked up. Y'all need to take responsibility for this. This is a poor, young, innocent black boy who should be turning what, 16, 17 by now?
Yeah, I think it's 16.
And
Yep.
yeah, and he's not able to do that. And it's probably because somebody told them, because the first 48 hours of any type of case when someone goes missing are the most critical. And you
Mhm.
missed out on those because I'm almost willing to bet $100. I don't have it, but it feels like it's a safe bet to say that somebody told her that he is probably a runaway and just wait until he pops back up.
100%. We
Because we
talked about this
can
at work, and I told you, I said, I feel like they probably called in within that first, like, he probably went during the daytime, probably like 3, 2 o'clock to walk the dog. 9, 10 o'clock
That's
come,
what
they like, we ain't hear Jack Dilly squat. Call
Mhm.
up, and then they're probably like, you have to wait 48 to 36 hours until then all of a sudden you can make the call. I feel like that is a ridiculous rule that needs to be knocked off immediately. Like, I understand sometimes, yes, kids do run away, kids uh just kind of scurry off and they come back, XYZ, but 24 hours should be matched because we already know how it goes. And unfortunately for Jaylen, he ended up going in the most violent way possible too, because he was stabbed. He died through the stabbing. So
Stabbing is so personal. It's not like shooting a gun. You can
yeah,
be long range and shoot a gun. You have to be up on somebody to
to
stab
stab
them.
him.
So to me, it just feels, why would you do that?
And his body was
What's
decomposing. So so for them to kind of not to do all these inspections, to come all inside his house, and not once did y'all say, hey, let's check the attic. Let's do a thorough investigation of the rest of this troubled house that we
Mm,
already don't have history problems. It yeah. We might not have been able to save him, but we can at least give the family a whole lot more peace a whole lot earlier.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
And I was watching a press conference with the district attorney, Mike Keene,
Mhm.
and this was during April 15th, I believe, of last year. And he expressed his sympathy and frustration. And he's like, this is a young boy. He was 15 years old. This is a tragedy and such a terrible way to bring his death, to bring his search to an end, which I 100% agree with that. But I'm also like, I'm not mad at the district attorney, but I know that
Mhm.
he's probably really frustrated because his police officers just did not do their job, which I
Okay.
hear is common in Buffalo.
And
I
that's the problem. It's common
It's very common. I know people from Buffalo. I am not from Buffalo. But like I have heard a lot of people say that the police department up there is less than lackluster, and all I have to say is tighten up. Y'all need
Yeah.
to tighten up because this is ridiculous.
Not
There's
only
so
that,
many cases out of Buffalo. It don't make sense. The city of Buffalo is cold, and y'all got all these damn cold cases. It don't make no sense.
well, not only that too, but like just for the peace of mind for the neighbors as well. When it comes to the house, because can you imagine raising a child? Thank God that somebody. The reason why they found out it was so many sex offenders is because somebody had the app. Like, because they got kids, they had the app to tell. Which after running this podcast for a while, that's one of the things that when I have kids, I'll definitely like go ahead and download. And I encourage you parents to go ahead and download it too as well. Like the sex offender app, so you know what's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? The more knowledge you have, the more mindful you can be of what's going on around you, type deal. And that everything that had gone on inside, it's just like it could have been avoided. There are so many things that could have been avoided. Now I feel like the biggest thing is shutting down the house so that way the neighbors can at least have peace. They don't have to keep looking over their shoulders for the last what
Decade,
since
they say.
2007. Since 2007, there has been
Over a
just
decade.
oh yeah, like just constant complaints, constant police activity, constant bodies being found. Can you imagine your neighbors just multiply got bodies being found? At this point, I think somebody's a serial killer at the house, and I just have to let my kid. I mean, to be honest with you, like I'm like, bro, what's going on around here?
Nah, but for real. And also, like, to piggyback off of what you said about the sex offender app and things like that, I had a professor, I wish I could remember her name off the top of my head right now, but she was an amazing professor at Central, and she would always tell me whenever you move to a new address, always look up the sex offender search list in the area and figure out what type of sex offender they are. Because she said that she moved into a neighborhood, she didn't have any kids, but she decided to look through the sex offender list and see who was on there, and she found out that there was a offender on there who would attack women, and his victim pool was women that he did not know. So she saw him walking, and she she
Opposite
bad for that.
direction. Yeah.
No, no, no. She went up to him.
Oh.
She went up to him and said, "Hey, I know who you are, and I know you're a sex offender, and this is your name, and I know your victim pool, so I'm removing myself from your victim pool right now."
Mm.
I know that probably scared the living dog shit out of that man. I don't know if I would have
Kudos
the
to
gut.
her because she was brave. I was about to say kudos to her because she was brave.
She's a
But
brave and let me tell you, this woman was all of 4'11", okay? Tiny little white woman too, with a razor sharp bob, and she was just this
Edna.
mode, okay? Like, that's exactly who she was. Me, this is why I carry my Glock, because I know me. I am not gonna walk up to some man that I don't know and tell him that.
Mhm.
And also, I'm a little nervous Nelly, so I will shoot you before I ask questions. Make no sudden moves, okay? Because I'm not here for the bullshit. Just know that.
Hey, look, hey, better safe than sorry. That's how I always look at it.
Exactly. And then also this neighborhood that they were in, this was like a retirement community. So I think of like neighborhoods that like my no offense, Dad. I'm not saying that you're old, but
She's
the
calling you old.
house that you I'm not, Dad, I promise. I'm not calling you old,
I bet you say
but
that at work though.
Dad, I've never said that. Eddie is a liar, okay? And he don't even call his mama regularly. Like I was
Hey, all
saying,
right, what kind of podcast is this? Is this the truth podcast? Like, wait, what's going? I know we said it's true crimes, but stick to the true crimes, okay? Not my truths and confessions. Got me feeling like Usher over here. This is my confession, and I ain't even giving them. What's up with you?
you
Going
started
crazy.
it.
You better,
Ladies don't
man.
start fights, they finish them. Let me stop before you
Anywho,
let me stop
going
before
on
I get
to
on my own
to
podcast.
the Sunrise West LLC.
But wait. What I was gonna say is that my dad lives in a neighborhood with a whole bunch of old people. And I love the old people in that neighborhood. There's this old lady, I'll let her be nameless. She's a Central grad, and she is just the sweetest little sweetheart in the history of Everdom. And she always invites me over for tea whenever she sees my car in the driveway. And I just love her. But
Oh,
I can't imagine a house being like that near my sweet lady. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mhm.
if something happened to that woman because of the negligence of a house like that, oh, I'm going ape shit.
Old people don't like to move neither, so like they will try to get them out before they leave the situation, if that makes sense.
Exactly, because like this neighborhood that my dad lives in, it's kind of a bad neighborhood now because of all these YNs going in there and doing all types of crazy stuff. And I'm like, leave them alone. Like, it's just all these old people in there and they don't bother nobody. They're not even like
Mhm.
the nosy old people. They really just be chilling. And it's
Mm,
just like, I would hate for them to have to leave their home because of some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
to be honest,
Yeah.
yeah, but
But though the search for Jaylen is over, like, there's just still so many unanswered questions. And the police continue to seek leads and community members, and we hope justice will finally come to the boy who never came home. So, if y'all are out there in Buffalo, or if you know anybody who lives in the area that might know something, please let somebody know because Just think about if it was your cousin, your brother, your son, your whoever. And I don't wish that upon anybody because I wouldn't wish this type of hurt or pain on my worst enemy. So
Yeah,
please just make sure that you really like if you know like you remember the stop snitching movement back in the
yeah,
day? I never agreed with that shit. Stop snitching. No, I'm telling everyone. I'm not doing that. If you want to label me as, I really don't care. Because if you take somebody from somebody else, now small petty stuff, I don't give a fuck about. It's like, oh,
yeah,
you stole some bread from the local corner store. I don't give a shit about that. Clearly, people don't steal food for fun. But like, if it
yeah,
comes to actually hurting someone, I'm telling all your business. I'm gonna be like, it was so and so and so and so, and he lives over there on 63rd Street, and his mama's name is Meredith, and his daddy's name is Harold. And I'm telling it all. I don't care because they need to know that you're a sick person.
yeah. And I mean, to me, it's not just like solving this investigation, but it's stopping future investigations. I don't want there to be a fifth body in that house that they come
Right.
across. At this point, like they said,
Shut
so
down.
from what I found out, I think his brother, Jalen's brother, had started a petition to actually have the house condemned and shut down. So that way it'll stop it. It's just too many crimes. There is a petition out, so I'll try to see if we can go ahead and get that petition put in the link or somewhere
Yeah.
so that way y'all can sign it if y'all want to help to get it shut down. Um, it, right now the house is even under a lawsuit right now because
Oh,
of what the bro. I don't know what they're doing to set a mattress on fire and to throw it out.
bro. She was smoking out. She was smoking out the window. And and she caught the house on fire because she was ashing out the window. And I guess some of the embers from the cigarette, I don't know, maybe like the cherry fell off and then it hit
Yeah,
the mattress and it caught fire
and
and
then
it
she
led
tried to throw the
to a
mattress
hundred.
out okay, that makes a little bit more sense to me.
Yeah.
Eh,
But it ended up causing $130,000 in damage.
and not
So,
just to that house, but to the neighbor's house, which is why the lawsuit was filed.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's just so many questions here. You know? Like, why are you doing this? Like, what? But also, again, like the type of company that was kept in that house, like it is what it is. So,
And, and what the heck is the point of an inspector? Like, bro, I am no fan of HOAs. Please understand. I live in a HOA right now. I'm not a fan of it. Um, I'm gonna tell you, if there is inspectors or HOAs, if I have to deal with that, at least make sure I'm safe. That's my thing. If I have
that's
to
the
deal with
least
the
you can do.
harassment
I
of
don't
you
give a damn
constantly
about
telling
their
me what I
food.
can and can't do, then at
Right.
least make sure everybody else is make sure I'm safe in the place that I call home. That's it. That's how I feel. It spectrum, whatever the compliance people is for them, didn't do their job. Negligence. That's what we should name this case. Class A negligence. Because this is nothing but Class A bullshit and negligence, if you want me to be blatantly honest.
You are absolutely correct. But yeah, whenever you find that petition, definitely send it over to me because I definitely want to sign it. And I know the rest of the people who are listening to this out there definitely want to take part in that as well.
Mhm.
So we definitely need to get that out there because we can't have another child being found in that house. We just simply
Correct.
can't afford it. So let's just go ahead and do that. Any closing notes? Look at me. Look how I'm doing on time. You see?
You know what I mean? I seen that. I seen that. I was like, oh, snap, she's staying on time today. I
But I
ain't
don't
proud
really
of you.
have a lot of
You
closing
better get
remarks.
time
You?
punishment. You said
Huh?
what? You said what?
I said I don't really have a lot of closing remarks. What about you?
Uh, yeah, definitely download that the Predator app that we talked about
Mhm.
earlier. That's something that you just need to have. the more that you know, the better that you will be. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge is power.
Exactly.
That's my biggest thing. Knowledge is power.
Very true. Let's see, what do I have? Also, y'all, reviews. I love reading your reviews. Please rate us 5-star on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. We'll be on YouTube soon. iHeartRadio, like all the things. I love posting y'all's reviews. I posted some earlier, and I just like seeing what y'all have to say about us because we really take y'all's feedback seriously and we want to listen to y'all. We want to do this show so y'all enjoy it and that y'all love it as much as we love doing it. So please keep it coming.
And if you got a case that you want us to look into that you're like, hey, it's not getting enough attention, or be that you're like, oh yeah, I actually just want to see what y'all perspective is on it. Just send it to us. Let us know. We'll go ahead and fit it in the schedule and see what we can do for you.
Absolutely. And then, like I said, I think I said this last week, my friend, she was busy this week and couldn't really get on the podcast with us. But I am so excited for her episode, y'all. It is so good. She's told me bits and pieces of the story, but this is going to be the first time that she's ever told her story full out. And this is actually her first time, I think, since her conviction that she's ever spoke about it to anyone,
Hmm.
like besides the bits and pieces that she's told me. And please be gentle with my girl, okay? She's such a sweetheart, but with her story comes a lot of heartache as well. So we might see a little bit of emotion. So if you guys could just send her well wishes and things, I'll tag her, of course, in the videos when we post them. Just send her well wishes because she did go through a lot and her redemption story is absolutely one of a kind. So just keep that in mind. Uh, Last thing, I just want to remind y'all that every Thursday we gonna be up here, except for the Thursday of Thanksgiving. We not gonna be
Holidays
here.
may be excluded. Holidays
Holiday.
may be
We are going to
excluded.
be full. We are going to be on the couch. We are going to be drunk. Okay, we're not gonna be up here. Okay,
Yeah,
slumps.
I'm well,
Okay, big slump. That's
hey,
how we
man.
trying to be in these streets. So yeah, just let you know that. Also, make sure you're following us at true crime underscore OS. Email us at info at truecrime and other shit.com. And is that it?
That is, cause see, you about to see you was doing good on time, but you was about to push up on it. You love pushing up on that mark, boy.
Right. Cool. This has been a Mercier BC production. We are out. We've done it yet again. Bye.